Your Mercury retrograde Aquarius?
Yep.
That makes sense.
Yep. That's why I don't write nothing down. Say no.
That makes so much sense. That makes so much sense.
Yeah, he at his true essence.
It fully came out earlier, didn't it?
It did.
It truly did. Showed his ass.
Well, all right, so I'm gonna just start off now. I don't know if anybody else gonna hop in, but I'm gonna just give a basic overview of how to track your Mercury retrograde and like kind of some shit that in between that.
Hey, boy. I'm sorry, y'all.
So last night when we did our group meditation, I forgot to mention when we was talking afterwards that I actually saw an image of, it was like the guy off of the Hercules movie. He had the wing hat and the wing shoes. And when I looked it up, it was like that was Hermes. So hey, all right, wait, hey, no. So when I looked it up, I was like, oh shit. So I just started reading more about Hermes and shit like that. And it's the other Greek pantheon. But we have some Tauruses on here today that would like me to say Hermes' name is Thoth as his Egyptian pantheon. But
Original. No
I
copy.
thought it was Tahuti.
Well, Tahuti Thoth, who says the original? Like the original is who the fuck knows. So
We know. We know who the original is.
Okay, so now I see what the conflict was. I think I'm getting pieces of it.
But, hey, I'm saying who was before the Egyptians? You know what I'm saying? It was somebody before that, and there was somebody.
It
The
Greek.
Hootie.
It wasn't a Greek.
All right, but so I saw that entity. So later on today, I had sat down and did a meditation, and I was visualizing him. And look, y'all motherfuckers gonna be mad at me for this, but check this out. Boom. So this the nigga that I seen in my meditation, or in the meditation that we did. So
Is that Jesus?
No, this is Mercury. That is, you can just say that's Mercury. That's just a representation of Mercury, like Thoth. But his name is Hermes. So I did a meditation using this picture, and he came to me in the astral realm, and he told me he would deliver me any message, any knowledge that I wanted to ask. So I asked him about Mercury retrograde. He told me, he said, well, Mercury, anytime a planet goes into Mercury, it goes into a retrograde, it's actually a blessing, because it's the energies backing up from going forward in your life, and it's kind of sitting you down, showing you things that you need to straighten out. And so many people think retrogrades are difficult. They're only difficult because you're already going against the grain. So if you were already on the state flow of your Mercury energy, you wouldn't have any type of really hassles showing up in your reality. But retrogrades is like when the planets reflect back to us and give us the messages that we need to move forward. And Mercury retrogrades the most, which Hermes is known for traveling. He was the fastest god out of all the other Olympian gods, because Mercury retrogrades faster than all the other planets. So Mercury actually, which is communication. So it's the universe actually communicating to us about how we should go forward in life. So I was like, if you want to use that, tap into Thoth or Tahuti right now, that would be amazing energy to tap into to try to get onto Mercury's frequency. Uh, let me see. So I don't know if anyone has a Astro Seek account. Does everybody have one of those?
No.
All right, well, you need to make one. It's awesome. So let me show you. Let me take this background down.
Please take Jesus down.
Man, that was Mercury. That was Mercury. That was Mercury. Hey, what? Hey, when you I say when you make it to Astros, dog, you'll see that shit yourself. But let me see.
They gonna look like me.
Yeah, well, yeah, the nigga did look like me too. So well, let me just flip the shit. All right. All right, so this is AstroSeek. It's a wonderful site. It's like you put your natal chart information. It gives you your sun sign, your moon sign, your ascendant. It tells you what type of zodiac from the Chinese. Like I'm a metal goat. What type of tree you are. It talks about your numerology, your life path number. You know, it's a good site. Oh, we got Chuck coming in. What up, Abby? Oh, yeah. All right, maybe you can't hear me right now. All right. So on Astros, all you have to do is go on free horoscopes. From there, you can click on transits. Now I'm gonna go to a transit chart, and it's gonna have my information in there from my logon stuff, and then it's gonna have today's date, and I'm gonna say calculate results. And right there, I can see where my Mercury placement is. Oh, what the fuck I pressed? So I can see my Mercury is in my 7th house. And since it's in retrograde, it won't be going forward, it'll be going backwards. And so boom. So now I could even look up.
Hold on, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Quick question. So, what you mean? Like you said, it's going forward, or what? What you just say?
So when a planet is retrograding, it's going backwards.
It appears to be going backwards, right?
Right.
But it's really still going
so
forward.
that no, but well, to your natal or to your astrology information, it doesn't move forward, it goes backwards. So instead of my Mercury traveling into my 8th house, it will continue to travel backwards in my 7th house. So that's what it means when Mercury comes back to give you messages about your life that you may need in that season of time.
So okay, so we would apply it to the one before that instead of where it's at on the placement.
No, well, you will still look at it. So you will still oh shit. So here's Mercury. If it wasn't retrograding, it'd be going this way.
Okay.
Since it's retrograding, it's going this way. So that's all I'm saying. Instead of going this way, it's going that way. So now I can look up. Let's just do it real quick. Mercury. Mercury transit. Transit 7th house. That easy. Boom. Then it's going to give you different websites you can look at, but I'm going to do Mercury transit houses. And I'm going to go down to Mercury transit in the 7th house. And then you could get a ideal about that. Then I would do Mercury retrograde, because you want to get all the information you can from every angle and piece it together. So I'm gonna do Mercury retrograde transit in the 7th house. So then it's going to give you a whole bunch of websites about that, so you can read up on it. So let's see, let's click this one.
I know I'm asking another question because I'm a little slow with it.
Ask as many questions as possible.
Okay, so with like, okay, you said like search for where Mercury at is in your chart, and then Mercury retrograde. It's two different, like it's different.
Yeah, because
between
because retrograde has a different influence than the regular Mercury cycle.
Okay. All right, I get it.
Yeah. So now, like on this website, it says like Mercury transitioning retrograde in 7th house. Then I could read all this and get an idea of like, okay, this is what's going to affect me around this time.
And what is it basically saying?
Huh?
What is it saying that it has going to affect you?
You want me to read it?
Just some of it, yeah.
I'm gonna have my computer read it, so I won't be fucking it up.
Whether marriage or business partner, Mercury's transit here may call for renegotiation of terms. In personal relationships, we often have unspoken contracts and agreements that have developed over time, from who takes the trash out to who sleeps on what side of the bed. There are also others, such as don't ever disagree with my mother. These rules can be taught to us through certain behaviors and body language. What remains unspoken is likely to be given voice during this transit, and perhaps this is necessary in order for you to clear the path ahead. Alternatively, old issues that you thought forgotten may rear up, and you may find yourself having to bite your tongue. Mercury retrograde in the 7th house can serve to bring you closer together by airing differences of opinion. By the time this transit is over, you may both feel like you understand each other a lot better. Traditionally, it isn't recommended to get married or set a wedding date under Mercury retrograde. If you have to sign a contract, read the small print. If possible, defer until after Mercury goes direct.
I hope you heard that, but that's what it said.
Mm-hmm.
You said Joy's in the 7th house?
Yep. So
and what's that 7th house? What's that, relationships?
Yep. So now that you know that, that's just one root of information. If you really want to dive deeper into it, you will scroll down on the transit chart and you could see the transit planets. So I could see that Mercury right here, it says Mercury has a sextile with the moon. So I can say, oh, okay, well, let me see what that means. And I could type that in and it would tell me, oh, what that means. And that's just going to give you a closer view to what's going to happen in your surroundings or in your life. So Mercury 6th house the moon is actually a wonderful position. So that's actually a wonderful thing. And now, this is recorded, so you can go back and watch it just to get the steps, or I'll send them to you. So it says one day right here, so I can just click over. Oh, my bad. So I can just keep clicking over, and it's going to go to different dates. Calendar. So then, as I go through the different dates, I can say, okay, I'm gonna see where my Mercury is. Okay, it's still in my 7th house. Then I'm gonna scroll down here and say, okay, what type of transits do I have? Okay, I can see I still have a Mercury sextile moon. And that's on the 30th of September. So, okay, I got a lot of time in that transit. So I can just keep clicking over on the days, and I'm gonna just, let's do a week, because you can pick a different time. So on the 8th of October, I can look at my Mercury. Okay, I'm still in the 7th house. Then I can scroll down here and I can look at my my transits. So I can see around the 30th of September, I have Mercury square Neptune, Mercury square Uranus, and Mercury square Mars. So something around this time of the month, something's going to happen. And those descriptions are going to give you a better idea of what's going to appear. So let's see when when does Mercury retrograde end? Anybody know? Okay, so Mercury retrograde ends October 18th. So I'm gonna go back to days. Let's click over. I'm gonna go up to the 13th of October. I like 13. So let's see what it says. So 13, okay, now I can see on the 13th of September, I don't have those squares anymore. So, but I do have a Mercury trine the sun. So now when I research that, I know around the 13th, I have this energy wave that I can ride. That's going to be around this description. And then I can go up because it ends on the 18th. So let's see what it is on the 17th. I actually have two. I have Mercury trine Saturn and Mercury trine the sun. So I know at the ending of my Mercury retrograde, I'm gonna have these energies. So now if you can just sit down and do that, let me see. And I did it like in 20 minutes. So if you can sit down and do that, read all those little descriptions, write them down, you can then see from day to day, before your week even happens, you can see how these energies are going to play. And if you know before, you'll know what to look for. So if it doesn't happen to you, it might happen to somebody around you. And then even a lot of times, like when we think about like mine's in the 7th house, mine speaks about relationships. But a lot of people would think about that as just like relationships as friends or girlfriends, boyfriends, business partners, but that also means relationship towards the cosmos, the relationship towards the animals. So it's like no filter on it. It means like unlimited things. So you just kind of got to see where it fits in with you. But reading those descriptions is how it's going to give you a good idea about how this this Mercury retrograde is trying to teach you. So yeah, but make an Astro Seek page. I'll share it in the thing. But anybody got any questions about that? No questions? All right, I guess not. So no way. So I already got my month planned out on what I'm going to do, what I plan to do, just around the energies that's going to be flowing through my life. Yeah. Other than that, we can see what
link in the group text in the group, the website you want, right?
I'm gonna do it right now. Let me see. All right, I put it in. But yeah, and once you get on that website, like you can read about your numerology, a whole bunch of stuff. So it's a real nice website. I said, if you need help navigating it, just let me know. I help you personally. But it's a real simple technique, and it gets you real far. Let's see. But how was everybody else's Mercury retrograde the first day?
Got up late. Started my day a few minutes late. I said, fuck it, but it was still smooth for the first day.
Yeah, I was gonna say I woke up with like a migraine this morning. It was weird, but I was able to get through it. And then I work in supply chain, so all the mess with like the disruptions in supply across the globe and stuff like that. It's kind of been my day to day, but we got ramped up with some more issues today. So I was like, oh, yep, all right. Seems about right.
Yeah, work always is.
Man, take care of this time.
Denard, Tacumbe, speaking of that, how's the courthouse going? Still locking niggas up?
All day, every day. All day, every day. All day, every day. All day, every day. And they trying to buy houses too. So.
You said they trying to do what?
And they still trying to get more evictions going too. I walked in, a couple of the judges talking about it today.
Oh, it's a lot of eviction notices going out right now?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it's all right, because Mother Nature gonna put a stop to that.
I agree with that too.
Hey,
I'm paying rent today too, because I'm tired of paying rent. Like to be on that
Hey,
eviction
look.
yeah, when there's no court system, how can you tell somebody to get out?
Oh, yeah, because a few people retiring. So I'm looking like it's a sign that all these people are retiring now. They trying to get the hell up out of there.
Oh, yeah,
like judges and stuff.
Judges, the chief financial officer.
Yeah, because
they not trying to spend. The court administration not trying to spend no money to do upgrade because the elevators keep breaking down. Yeah.
it's a wrap.
Got the money, they not trying to spend it.
Not on that bullshit.
I think if y'all ain't trying to pay no rent, give it to the ancestors and see how they'll come through for you.
Right.
That's
This-
hey, brother.
Yeah,
That hit my
it's a good time for us to really start. It's a good time for us to start testing the waters and see, how much can work out in our favor.
That sounds like don't pay the rent.
Hey, the way spirit work.
If your conscience is strong enough to take that step, you can take it.
And in addition to that, it's like it's not really about not paying the rent. It's knowing that the rent gonna be paid for you because you're relying on spirit.
I hear that.
It's like we gotta really go back to the Matrix movie and really think about like this is a matrix. Whatever we tell our minds, when it's gonna do, it's gonna do. You just have to believe in it. That's why I can hit a cop car drunk with Hennessy in my cup right next to my lap and walk away totally free because I believe and I know that I'll be.
Yeah, this is a great time to really test your power, see your own self, and see how much of God can you pull out from within.
That's no. Ashay. That's he said. I can't even get it out. I'm tongue tied.
No,
Say that shit again.
it's real though, because like, you know, like even for me, you know, being here in Toledo, like my own little endeavors, I've been having to really push forward to that, because it's like, shit, at what point is we gonna let spirit know that we trust in it? It's like, all right, I ain't gonna necessarily like going to the rent thing. It's like, all right, I may not necessarily want to pay this rent, but if I can imagine the rent being paid and feel that as much as I can, and know that spirit got me, shit, just stay on that wave. And then, you know, when that time comes, don't feel like, oh man. I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, we still in this body, so our bodies is gonna make us think about like, damn, how, but just keep seeing it being done. And I can only say that because like even for myself, the little stuff I've been having to do for myself to prove that part of me to me, it has been it's a confidence builder.
Yeah. That's for sure.
Ashay. Wow.
I feel like I went through that same thing too. Like with my job, just quitting my job, just on a willy-nilly. And then with me moving into my house too, like I wrote it down that I was going to be like out of the whole rental cycle, finally into this home. And now it's like really happening. So I definitely agree with that. I think it really depends, not necessarily on your ancestors, because they're gonna have your back regardless. You just have to have that energy behind it. You can't have any like doubt within you about it. You just gotta know, like, I'm straight. Y'all got me.
Yeah, and like you said, just knowing that they're gonna have our back, us putting our trust in them is the same way on the flip side of us showing them that we got their back, because all the things that we do here helps them out in the long run too.
Mhm.
Y'all on here spitting today.
For real. St. John, I know you quit your job.
Yeah, I got the fuck on.
When did you do that?
Shit, like January, end of January, maybe February.
See, I'm debating on it, right? Well, not even debating on it. I told myself I'm going to do it within by the end of next month, I want to be done. But it's like, man, I'm at the stage now. I'm trying to psych myself up to be like, okay, I trust in it. It's going to be all right. It's going to be cool. But man, it's like, ooh, seeing that countdown, it's like, ooh, we really doing this? That's crazy.
Oh my. I gotta do,
It be like that.
Another thing though, like my ancestors are like, they'll push me to do some stuff. Like, you know, like they'll put me in a predicament where I don't have another choice but to follow through. So that's something to think about.
It's getting to that point. That's for sure.
To go back to what Carl was saying about looking at our Mercury placements and stuff, in addition to that, pay attention to your dreams big time, because your dreams might be trying to tell you something that the ego have a hard time picking up on. Because like y'all all said, you know, your ancestors gonna have your back. We just gotta allow ourselves to line up with our own spirit, to show those other spirits that, you know what, I believe in you.
Right.
Everybody should have like a dream journal, like a journal dedicated strictly to their dreams.
And speaking of what Abby said, when he said about pay attention to your dreams, a nickname for Mercury is actually the bringer of dreams. So that's a good fact.
I was just telling my sister, the conversation we was just having, I felt like I had a dream about it, but it was when I was a kid. I ain't know none of y'all, so it's crazy.
Right, and also when we think about communication, like we have to think about it on a so above, so below level. So it's like it's talking about our communication, and it's also talking about our communication with our subconscious and conscious mind. So it's like we have to yeah, look at it like that's why our dreams are so powerful at these times, because our subconscious is really trying to show us what's going on.
Right. And then too, our spirit, like every time we need something, our spirit know that, and it listens always. But like he said, like he just said, we got to realize, at what point are we not listening correctly, or at what point can we listen in a more better way, or let the message come through better? And then, that's when all the other mediums can help assist with that. So everything we need is already here for us to get taken care of. We just gotta allow ourselves to be in the right mind space to really receive it. And I think hence why you talking about, realizing Mercury placement to that. Like mine's is in my fifth house, as well as my Leo and something else. But using all that to really put everything together to just figure out, okay, like what's really coming to me, what do I need to be taken care of, what can I be doing better, all those things is like it's a good time to really put all that into perspective.
Ashe.
Ashe. Ashe.
Did anybody got any comments? Any concerns? And okay, one thing I wanted to talk about as well. So I sent out the information about the body parts and the houses in the zodiac. So one thing that I also channeled from Hermes Thoth for the Tauruses out there, he showed me how you have to look at the Mercury grade zodiac in the house and look at the body parts that it rules. And around this time, you had to be very careful around that area. So I think mine is like my adrenals, my buttocks, I don't know what the fuck it said. Like I don't know. I gotta look at it. Whatever Libra rules, so that'd be for all of us, the Libra energy. So we had to look at what body parts that's talking about. And then we had to look at our house placement, look at the body parts about that. And then that would tell you if you having any type of pains or body aches in those areas, that's letting you know that your ass is on the wrong fucking path. And that's just how it is. So hopefully you're not feeling any pains around those areas. But also it's also a good time where you can detox those areas, and it'll be very beneficial. And if you detox in those areas that your planets and zodiac are in, because that's what this matrix is ruled by, you'll be picking up on the energy flow way better than before. You know what I'm saying? You'll just be able to ride the wave and just manifest through the energy. So yeah, look at the body parts of where your house is and the Libra body parts, and then think about if you're having pains or in detox, and just focus on those areas until October I think it's 18th. Everybody got that?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I'm reading it now.
Yeah, so can anybody look and see what theirs is right now? Like, let me see what mine is real quick.
You'll have to post the link in the. Did you post a link in the messenger group or in the actual chat box that we have on here?
It's in the messenger group. I sent it out a little bit earlier.
Okay, I'm gonna check them when I get back home.
Good looking, dog, for hopping on, man. I've been looking for you, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, my bad, man. Lately, I've been like getting busy with a lot of stuff here myself, as far as my business and stuff, and even then working,
Oh,
my
shit.
own work, that the astral realm and stuff, that is been trying to put it all together.
That's amazing, dog. Hell yeah, do your thing, man. Shit. Hey, we gotta link up in the Astro.
Yeah, I recently just got a good astrodynamics book, and
Hey, wait a
I'm about
second.
to start putting a lot of energy.
Wait a second.
You got it?
I'm reading this boy right now.
Yeah. So I've
Wait,
been
hold on.
I'm about to put a lot of energy into learning how to astral travel, to the point to where, like, I don't want it to just be a spontaneous thing or something that just happened like randomly. I wanted to get it to the point to where it's like I can just, whenever I'm willing to go do it, I can just go have an astral experience. So I'm about to start putting a lot of energy into that. That book a little different. Is that by Robert Bruce? Yeah. That book different from the one I got, but
Which one do you
yeah,
have?
that's dope as hell. When I get back home, I'll pull it out, show you. I'm next door.
Is it hold on. Is it this one?
No, I got that one too, but that's by
Gavin and Yolanda
Gavin
Frost.
and Javon Frost. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I got my astrodynamics is I think it's like the 10th anniversary or something. It's a revised edition.
You got the blue cover, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that bitch was more expensive, so I went and got this.
No, that book was cheap. It was like under $20.
Oh yeah, I was being cheap when I bought it, so.
Oh, hey, I say it be like that sometimes.
Yeah. But yeah, wonderful book. And actually, I would really love, like, once when we really get into like the meditations and shit like that. Like, Abby, we've been doing some meditations and they've been bomb. Well, what we've been doing and shit like that. So once we keep going and we really start tapping into like where we actually are projecting mentally while we meditating and like seeing sceneries and actually like living in those meditations, we can all sit here and link astrally. So we could be all around the world, wherever the fuck, but we can still link up together because in the astros, time, none of that fucking exists. So we can just plop up on each other and be like, hey, what up? Yeah.
Right, yeah, and that's why I've been like kind of like guided to put more energy into that, because like, dog, like the work that's been going on in the dream world, like lately I've been having damn near lucid dreams every night. We went to a gemstone show a couple weeks back and grabbed some a bunch of stones and stuff. And man, I'm talking about, like, and then it's not just like lucid dreams, like, oh, nothing happened. I'm talking about real work has been happening. I've been very present to ask questions and get my questions answered. So like, it's been dope as hell. And I say that to say that's why I want to get to the point of being able to astral project at will and really growing like, you know how we go to the gym and hit the gym and build a muscle, like build that muscle.
Hey, well, let me tell you something,
So, like,
dog. Let me tell you something. You already doing it. You're already doing it. So just keep doing it. It's gonna keep getting stronger and stronger.
Right.
That's what everything we do. We all we have to do is work the muscle. Like even the day before, we was doing a little game where we thought about a number and we tried to see who could guess the number that we was trying to send out. But just by doing little shit like that, you're working the neurons in your brain that we don't really trigger a lot like that. But the more you practice, the more it will come in, just like playing the piano or riding a bike. So it just takes consistency. That's the way to program the subconscious mind through symbols, trauma, and repetition. That's why we do rituals, because rituals are repetition, and that's how we can program ourselves.
And also in the lucid dreams, like the questions that we ask here that we would normally try to go find the answer to. Some of those I've been asking in my dreams, and the dreams speak to us a lot differently. Spirits speak to us a lot differently in our dreams instead of or compared to us being up. And the answers have been quite mind blowing, but definitely helpful.
Yeah, I believe that because when we're in our awakened state, like right now, if we're not fully tapped in and our pineal gland isn't fully activated, which I don't think none of ours is right now, then you can't really receive those messages clearly because your conscious mind is always filtering your subconscious. But yeah, and when you tap into the dream realm, the ethers, you don't have that conscious block anymore. You're straight talking to your subconscious, so you get in the answers straight up. Which that's why meditation is good, because when you go to sleep, you can just focus on one subject, one family member, one topic. Oh yeah, I got you. And you can go there in the astral realm and find your answers easily.
Facts. That's facts.
Like when I meditated and Hermes Thoth for the Tauruses came to me. It's like I was talking to him and asking him questions, and he was just like giving me answers. And then later on in the day, even as I'm talking to other, because he also told me, okay, this is something I want to tell y'all too. So when I was speaking with Hermes, he told me that our communication, we need to learn how to communicate with everything around us. Because last night I was watching a documentary, and he was talking about how all the statues we have around us, everything that we value, we give it life force. So therefore, every statue or every crystal, whatever, like you can use a pendulum or your necklace, whatever, and just put it around the object and be like, show me your life force. And it would just start spinning. So it's like we learn, and we know plants, like plants are alive. We can talk to them. If you get on that frequency, you can hear them. You can interpret what it's trying to say. The birds, the animals, we can talk to everything. We just aren't on the level to perceive it yet until we believe we can. So he told me that start talking to everything around you, because everything has life. So now, like when I'm in my room, I just talk. Like I'm talking to all the crystals, the plants, the cabinet, my bed. It's like I'm putting life force in everything around me. So if I put life force in everything around me, it's like Toy Story. When you believe your toys are real, it's like nigga, who says your toys can't be real? Like, you know what I'm saying? Haven't you heard voodoo stories about dolls coming to life? Like you just gotta open, you gotta open your mind and open your perception to know that it's like really no limitations. The only limitation
Everything is only real based on what we make real.
Yeah. And but it takes time. Like don't like energy, when you trying to manifest energy, it's not just gonna happen like right like that. It might be like that in a couple minutes because the frequency rising so high. But right now, it's like the Fibonacci cycle. You go through phases. So first you had to go through the phase of believing. You had to believe in yourself. So when your spirit tell you quit your fucking job, you quit your fucking job. And then you're going to go through a phase of struggle. But spirit is testing you, because if you can get through that struggle with confidence and know that spirit is going to protect you, it's like you pass the test. It's like, okay, nigga, now we'll give you a gift. But you also have to work on yourself. And it's like, if you quit your job, you just sitting at home, you eating fucking nachos all day, nothing's gonna happen. You gotta quit your job, get home and do all the things that you want to do before. Meditate, do this. Start trying to make money at the things that you wanted to make money at before. Just got to do it. And once you get on that cycle, it's like you're building confidence in yourself. So every step that you get past, like, oh, I did it. Oh, I did it. Then you really start. You be like, oh, I can do it. It goes from, oh, I did it to, oh, I can do it. And that's all you need. Once you get to that point, you'll know for yourself that sooner or later you'll be getting what you need. Like I say, I'm telling y'all niggas, give me I'm gonna just say, give me tomorrow, nigga, and I'm gonna be flying through the air, nigga. Hey, I'm telling you, I will. I'm gonna be flying through the air tomorrow.
I'm going to show you my astrodynamics book now that I'm back home.
And yeah, I'm glad you brought astrodynamics up. Because just a real quick tip on astro projection. When you at home and you take a shower, or before you go into bed to lay down, oil yourself up with an oil that's a high frequency, like frankincense. Just look it up on Google. What's high frequency oils? Frankincense and myrrh is amazing. So you can oil yourself up with that essential oil or whatever. Boom. That's gonna already heighten your etheric and your energy body to a high level because you added those scents into your aura field. So now while you're laying down, you're automatically gonna have a better sense of your spiritual body. And just laying down and just feeling your energy and just smelling those smells, you'll then leak into your senses and then be able to start to get into those astral places. And one thing that this book talks about a lot is simple exercises that you can do just throughout the day. You just take your hand, but you don't touch your hand. You just go like this and just brush down your hand without touching it. But you should start feeling it. You should feel like your fingers is actually kind of moving through your hand. Like, okay, I can feel it. Then you just like do little spirals. Be like, oh, I can feel that. Then once you can start feeling that in your hand, you go to your arm and you start feeling like, oh, I can feel myself touching my arm, even though I'm not touching it. And you just start doing that all around your body. If you do that throughout, like if you do it for a month straight, you're already developing the skill to start feeling your astral body. So now once you go to sleep and you go into that realm, the reason why we don't remember shit and we can't control it because we never been taught how to feel our energy body. But as you're doing that, you learning how to feel it. So when you go into that realm, you'll be able to hold yourself together. Because in astral realms, nigga, you can be a fucking cloud of smoke. The only thing that gives you form in the astral realm is your perception of giving yourself form. So you start working now, start feeling your astral body around your body, and then once you go to sleep, you'll be able to hold your subconscious will be able to hold your perception together, and then you'll be able to start doing some miraculous shit.
Hey, what you just said goes back to how I was speaking on the dreams. So like with our perceptions, sometimes, and this is why it's good to train our imagination, because our imagination will help bridge the gap with everything you were saying. We so used to being in this human body to where like we know for a fact, I ain't gonna say we know for a fact, but we know based on experience that we are not used to yet being able to walk through a wall, right? Or see through a wall. So like in the dream, our body is different. We don't have the physical body, but that's where we have to actually um, speak to ourselves from that voice and say, okay, you know what, I am dreaming and my body is at home. My physical body is sleeping. Where I'm at now, I am able to walk through this wall. I am able to see through this wall or even fly or even go underwater and I have to worry about drowning or things of that nature, because those things, up until we train that part, like you were saying, we don't really, our chances of doing that is low. But the more we talk from that to ourselves and use our imagination in that helps that part out so much more. So I say that to back you up on what you was just saying.
Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to brother Chris real quick. He ain't on the live right now, but yesterday Chris said something that was real dope. He said when he was visualizing, he was trying to do all the methods that everybody else is talking about. But then he remembered as a child, he was like, let me just remember the stuff when I was a kid. And then his imagination really sparked. So he's like, yeah, you got to follow your own perception into it. But when you was a kid, you were tapped into these energies. So I'm sure everybody would kind of remember a way they used to feel when they used to fall asleep as a kid. Does anybody remember that?
I personally don't, but I know exactly what you're saying, because one of our daughters may, in their kids state, lay down and be telling themselves, this bed feels like a big cloud, or it feels like a big teddy bear or something. So like we're supposed to keep that idea going until not until, but as we become adults, and say, what, this bed does feel like that teddy bear how I felt when I was sleeping type shit, and use that to keep that going. So I feel that. I don't remember, but I've been trying to recreate that myself.
Yeah, even trying to recreate it, you go tap into it automatically. So yeah. But if anybody does have a memory of a feeling they used to have when they took naps when they was younger, or even if you have like a weird feeling when you do take a nap, like, do it feel like your body's growing? Do it feel like you shrinking? Does it ever feel like you sinking into your bed? You ever feel vibrations? Do you ever it's different things that happen to people, different sensations as they fall asleep.
And when I was younger, I used to couldn't get to sleep unless I imagined myself in like silk clothes on a silk bed.
like you was laying in silk.
I had to imagine myself like that, laying on cotton like a motherfucker. But in order to get to sleep, I had to imagine that I had like silk pajamas on in a silk bed.
Yeah. So now like when you were a kid, you were way more powerful than you are now. But one thing we don't realize, we still have the abilities that we had when we were a kid. So and time doesn't exist because your consciousness goes through memory, not physical. So if you can take your conscious memory back to when you was a kid, when you used to imagine you was sleeping in silk clothes and pajamas and shit, then you'll start when you visualizing that image, you already used to visualize that when you was a little kid. So it's like when you ride a bike, you know how to ride a bike, but you haven't rode the bike in 10 years. And you're like, damn, well, I used to know how to ride it. I just ain't rode it in a while. And it's like after you start riding it for a couple of days, like, oh yeah, I remember now. I used to do this trick over here. It's gonna be the same thing, and your imagination is gonna take you into the astral realms to where you'll start waking up in the lucid dreams in a silk sheeted bed. It's just your way to tap into it is just imagination. It's super simple, but it's so simple that we think it's hard. It's so simple, but the thing that makes it hard is because we're concerned about things on the outside of ourselves, like work and the things that the matrix distracts us with. It makes us think that we got to work to pay rent. It makes us think we got to do this to do that, but really, it's honestly what you think. So.
Get your ass out of there. In the room. No good.
Shout out to the kids out there, the guys. The kids is way more advanced than we ever were. So these kids is about to be crazy.
Yo, this crazy ass baby right here getting on my nerves. Come on, baby.
But anybody want to talk about the Mercury, or anybody got any comments about the astral realm or dreaming or sleeping? Drinking mugwort tea before bed is real good. Sleeping with an amethyst, kyanite, really any type of crystal, sleeping with it will help you with astral projection.
Valerian root, chamomile, passion flower, and lavender and mugwort is all great teas to drink before bed.
Yeah, and actually, if you mix all those motherfuckers together, because the thing is, when we go to sleep, when we go to lay down, we have to battle with our conscious minds because we actually have to convince ourselves we're sleepy. That's why most of us don't sleep most of the time, because we have to lay there and convince ourselves we're sleepy to go to sleep, unless we tire ourselves out. We should be able to lay down and automatically go into not a sleep but a travel. But you do that if you ingest these herbs like valerian root, it'll make you calm and relax. So when you get like that, you're like, oh, okay, I see. When you lay down, it's way easier while using your imagination and you feeling sloopy off the supplements. That's a way easier way to tap in. Like, bloop, you'll be right there. That's why, honest, I got some on the way. I bought some from Brother Panic. It's some belladonna. So it's belladonna grounded up. So if you close to me and you can reach me, I'll give you a little container of it. And what you do, you take a little bit and you rub it on your third eye. I don't know if you can see my third eye popping right there, but you rub it on your third eye and then you rub it on your temples before you go to bed. And I swear to God, nigga, on myself, that you will be astral projecting in 2 days.
I think that
That's how I astral projected.
certain times of the. You said what?
I said that's how I was able to have some of my first intense astral projections was through using the belladonna on my forehead.
Oh, I was saying, I think something might help as far as going off of the times in the day. Like we got 24 hours in a day, 12 hours for kind of like the morning to afternoon or wherever you want. The sunrise to sunset lasts for 12 hours. So during that time, your lower 3 chakras is at its premium. So you can that's the from the 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. basically, depending on equinoxes or whatever. From that sunrise to sunset, like that's the best time to kind of stabilize your lower 3 chakras, detoxify them or whatever, and then as well as maybe eat foods that have serotonin in them, because that kind of also releases a hormone that keeps your body energetic, brain functioning well throughout the day. And then at night, like around after 7, as the sun is setting, that's when your higher 3 chakras are open, and they more you can detox. It's more easier for you to detox them, more easier for you to like stabilize them or whatever. And also eating foods that might have like high levels of melatonin in them to help you sleep better, because that'll release the DMT or hormone, whatever, to help with your psychic abilities. So just I guess meditating at certain times of the day, depending on which chakras you're concentrating on, kind of matters.
Yep, and speaking of time frames, I know a lot of time frames that we heard of before. We heard of like Devil's Hour being 3 a.m. And that is kind of true, because that's when a lot of spirits, that's when the veil is the thinnest. But witching hour is at 12 a.m. So they call it witching hour because that's one of the times you can it's the best time to tap into the subconscious. Is around 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. And if you're trying to get in touch with a dark being, then you could do a little meditation at 3 a.m. Summit. But I don't know if you get down like that. Hey, but I know, hey, Chris on the line. Chris, you here?
Recording in progress.
Yo, sorry, I'm late as fuck.
No, it's all good. The live was recorded, so you can go back and watch it later or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, shout out to
Can't even hear you. I can't hear nothing you saying.
Your volume went out.
Carbo chop.
SOS, Carl.
Oh no, I was saying, go ahead and talk to me on social.
Oh, okay. Well, we heard a portion of it. We got it.
I don't hear anything.
No, what he said was talk amongst yourselves right now. He doing something.
Oh.
So
They
rest
cut
of
out.
the class. What are you guys doing?
So what does anybody? You might got any ideas? I'm kind of late to the party, so you might got any ideas you want to talk about?
How was your retrograde?
Today was pretty cool. I didn't really have nothing. It wasn't nothing negative. Today was actually a pretty good day.
Yeah, that's dope. Cause the Mercury retrograde does not have to be negative. At all.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. Just how you look at it.
But yeah, we just went. How to track your Mercury. Yeah, other stuff. So watch the video.
Well, okay, I got one. I came to the conclusion going through today. Had some issues with my sister, talked them out, and then realized that my sister is a normie.
A what?
A normal person. She's not as conscious as I think I already knew, but I had to face facts and coming to an acceptance.
What do we already know? Conscious is something that we
she's conscious, like she's aware of her. She's aware. I take that back. You're right. I see what you get into. She's conscious of being alive, but not aware of her existence, of her or herself.
Exactly. But we gotta face that, and we can't try to rush people or anything because everybody got their own time.
Yeah.
Even their own lifetime.
I know
a lot of people do a lot of astro work before they can succeed to the next level. Do astro work because they know people.
Well, I kind of think my niece is there to help her with that. That's another reason my niece came back to heal wounds, like motherly wounds, like the shit my sister went through with my mom. She can now do it with her daughter and try and like either come to terms or just do some of the things that she couldn't do with my mom. So we also brought that up too. The things that she missed doing or things she never got a chance to say after her mom passing. This is an opportunity for you to just do it, but just, reverse the role a little bit. It'll give you some type of.
Was y'all crying while you was talking?
Huh?
Was you crying while you was talking?
No.
Oh, okay.
Hey, tell your sister, just because your moms may have transitioned on to the next life, don't mean she still don't have that opportunity to create that what she didn't have when she was younger.
Mm-hmm. But could she do it with her daughter, or?
Yeah, she could do that with her daughter, but her mother can still be connected to her, or should I say, she can still build what she never got a chance to build here with her mother through her dreams and her imagination, and it will still be just as real as if her mom was still here. My queen definitely has been proven that to me because her dad has already transitioned, but the experiences that her dad still is able to build from that the work she's doing here, and she relates the message to me that what happens in her dreams and how he has even got a chance to grow on that realm, although he has already transitioned. So she can still build the connection that she never got a chance to build with her mom here, which will still allow her to create something new with her daughter. And if she doesn't take that route, she could still do the work that she didn't get to do with her mom with her daughter as well.
Okay.
But she have to, feel like that's a possible thing.
Right, she has to believe that.
Yeah, if she don't believe it's possible, then it won't work. Because again, going back to what I was saying, my queen, her imagination is super vivid. So she'll talk to her dad as if he's here in the room with her. But in her mind, she's seeing him answer her questions. So to that same degree, if your sister was to exercise that in her own mind, just because it may be in her imagination, don't mean that it's not real.
Okay. That kind of remind me of the show that girl got me hip to 9 Perfect Strangers. Y'all has anybody heard of that?
Y'all gotta watch that.
Yeah, tell them about it.
Yeah, no, it's on Hulu. I get it. Does anyone else have it?
Yeah.
That's the government.
Y'all want to shut it down and start it back up?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna post it right back on the chat.
All right, cool.
All right.